Hello everyone. Welcome to Spring Quarter 2018. This is Dr. Griebling. I'm your instructor for the semester. And what I'm going to do today in this video is take you through the syllabus and then also show you some things on Canvas to help you get acclimated. I just give you a disclaimer right now. I'm starting out on Canvas myself, so we may be figuring out some of this together, right? So let's go over the syllabus first, and then we'll look at Canvas together. You'll see right at the top of our syllabus that this is a hybrid course. And what that means is that some weeks we will be meeting on campus and other weeks we will be meeting online. And I don't mean we're going to be meeting face to face. It means that you will have a module to do that will be online, and I'll be creating videos like this to get you through those modules. So when we do meet, and I'll go through the days that we are going to meet for you to get on your calendar. We're going to meet on Tuesdays from 4:30 to 7:15 in MEP 154. I have had a couple of students who live at a distance request for me to use WebEx for this class. So I'm going to be doing that. So if you're at a distance and you want to use WebEx, just let me know so I can be sure to get you the link to those in an email. WebEx is a kind of a video conferencing type software that we can use to get you into the classroom. So it would still be on those Tuesdays at 4:30 to 7:15, but you would be logging in from home. So and doing activities online. Like, I haven't used that portion of it a lot. I've done a lot of recording with WebEx. So again, fingers crossed, you'll have to just be patient with me and I'll be working it out as we go along. So again, it's a hybrid course. Some weeks we'll be meeting online, other weeks we will be meeting face-to-face. And for this class, we are also doing some school visits, which are going to be on our campus visit weeks. And I highly recommend that you come with us on these visits if you can, even if you're at a distance. It's really, really enriching. You'll love it. So try to definitely make those. So let's go down. We have the mission and the vision and the Kentucky academic standards. Those are on all syllabi. So I'm just going to go through the highlights of what's new for us here in the syllabi. Here's all my contact information. The best way to get a hold of me is through email. And I'm usually checking email several times a day, but I'm not in my office that much because Dr. Gilbert and I both have a lot of community responsibilities as part of our workload at NKU. And it is really hard for me to set office hours because those meetings are popping up all over the place. So if I can be there during my office hours, I will be, which will be Tuesdays from 1 to 3 and Wednesdays from 9 to 12. And you're welcome to pop by during any time that I'm there. My office is in room 272. And really, you can come by anytime and interrupt me in whatever I'm doing. I don't mind at all. I'd rather you come and talk to me if you have a question or concern about something. But if you want to make sure I'm there, you can also make an appointment with me. I can meet you before and after class. There's lots of different options of ways to meet. We can meet on WebEx if you want. So lots of different options for meeting. I'll even call you on your cell phone if you need me to. We do have a couple required texts. One is the Colby text, and that is primarily around visual arts. It's a really neat book, and I'm hoping that you'll keep it once you buy it. And then we have the Eckers 3. We're going to be doing an Eckers evaluation in a preschool classroom for this class. Everything else is going to be articles that I will post each week for you to read. So that I had used to have a book, but I found that I was using a lot of articles, and so I just decided not to have you spend the money on that book, but to just get the articles, find articles for it, and hopefully you will like that. But I do want you to read the articles. For each article that we have, um, I, I want you to fill out a document called a 3-2-1 article strategy. It's just a way for you to take notes on the articles, and you'll have to turn those in online. And I will get to that. I'll show you that a little bit in more detail when we get to looking at the Canvas module. This course is an overview of preschool curricula and the history of early childhood education in the study of developmentally appropriate activities across subject areas. So we're dealing specifically with preschool education here. You are going to have a class on literacy and language development, and you're going to have a class on math and science. And so I do not cover those topics in this course. In this course, we do look at the history. We do look at curriculum aspects, and we actually go and visit I haven't set them all up, but maybe 2 or 3 classrooms, and it's really kind of neat and inspiring, I think, when we visit those classrooms. These are just alignments to different standards that we have to make, and so I'll let you read through that. So here's our course assignments and what we'll be doing. We're going to have these weekly readings, which you'll complete the 3-2-1 article strategy, and you're going to submit those on Canvas. We're going to do an Eckers R evaluation, and that is one of the things you'll be purchasing at the bookstore online. I want you to get the, oh, sorry, it should be Eckers 3, not R, so make sure it's 3. And they came out with a new version of it, and I want you to use this one because it also gets into teacher-child interaction, which is important. And we'll go over how to use the Eckers 3, and then you will do a observation in a classroom, and it can be any classroom, and it could be the NKU Child Care Center because they're very used to our students coming over there. It could be in a classroom in a center where you work, or just in a classroom where you'd like to go and do this. Don't want you to do it in your own classroom if you're teaching, though. Want you to do it in somebody else's classroom. It's hard to evaluate yourself, so better, maybe with another student class you can trade classrooms if you want. But we'll be going through that. You're going to turn in a messy scoring sheet with lots and lots and lots of observation comments, and then you're going to also write a written report of your evaluation. And I will go into much more detail on each of these assignments when we get close to doing it. The other thing is that we talk quite a bit in this class about the project approach as a type of curriculum for young children. And so one thing that you will be doing is implementing a project with a group of children 3 to 6 years of age. Now, if you don't have access to a group of children, I can hook you up to do a project with a small group of classmates. And that means that you would have to meet your team, and you would select an adult topic relevant. And I already have talked to the NKU Child Care Center teachers about a couple of things they would be interested in having small groups of our students work on. So it's really a better experience if you work with young children. And these children can be, if you're teaching in a classroom, if you're doing after school care, it can be those children. It can be children that you babysit for. or nanny. It can be children. If you have children of your own, it could be nieces and nephews. It doesn't usually work real well with your own children. I will just tell you that. But if they're part of a group, that's okay. So there's lots of different options, and you might just be thinking about what group of children do you have ages 3 to 6 years that you could do a project with. And I'll be walking you through that project, but we're going to be turning it in 3 different parts: phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. And then I've also even set up a week for you to meet with me individually to talk about your projects. We'll get into that in more detail the first couple weeks in class. You will need to do one teaching demonstration. So what we're going to be talking about different areas. We're actually not talking about literacy math. It's a good thing I'm going through this with you. We're going to be talking about these different curriculum areas, and you will be allowed to choose one of those areas to do a teaching demonstration. You'll be writing a lesson plan for that area, and then you will be preparing the materials and teaching it just as if you were teaching it to a group of young children. There are quizzes and class activities that you will do. I think they're probably, because we're making this a hybrid, they will be more than 60 points this semester, but you will have things that you need to turn in, and articles to read and that sort of thing, and those will add up to some points too. You'll see that I haven't quite got the whole Canvas board set up. I've been working on it quite a bit, but it's taken me a week to just do module 1. So I can't tell you exactly what those points will be, but they do add up to be a big significant part of your grade. So you don't want to skip those, all right? You need to be sure that you're keeping up on all the work each week and don't get behind. Graduate students will have another assignment, and for this I want you to do a research paper, and I want you to choose a topic in preschool education that you want to learn more about and do research on that. And it should be, I would say, 5 to 6 pages long. Minimum of 3 resources that you use in your research. We can meet together to go over how you research, look for things at the library if you want to. But I want it to be a topic that you're interested and you want to learn more about, and that you'll be able to apply in your own classroom. We're going to have an extra credit, which will be 8 points, and that will be to visit the Northern Kentucky Montessori Academy, and the contact information is here. I do believe we're going to get to go to the Waldorf school, so I'm probably going to end up taking this out of our syllabus. Weren't able to do it last year because we met on Mondays and we have a holiday on a Monday in this semester. So here's the points and the grading scale, which I'm sure you're familiar with. If at any point in time you're worried about your grade, come and talk to me. We can sit down, figure out what's going wrong and what you can do to make it better. So this is a 500 level class, so it will not allow me to post midterm grades, but if you want to know what your midterm grade is, you can contact me. We don't have a final exam in this class, but we will be doing presentations of your integrated project work with children or with the NKU Child Care Center or whatever you end up doing. So we will meet finals week and we will be doing those presentations. So For course policies and procedures, you are training to be professional teachers. And so therefore in this class, we're going to practice that professional behavior. You need to work on meeting your commitments to both the instructor and your classmates. So being prepared for class, doing the module work on the online days, um, participating in discussions, all of those kind of things are part of being a professional. Getting work turned in on time is part of being a professional. So you need to manage your schedule. You need to anticipate conflicts and plan for the due dates. I know that things come up in our lives, so it's always good to work a little bit ahead. Don't procrastinate, so that if something does come up, then you still have things accomplished on time. When we're in class, I'd like you to keep your cell phones put away, and you can get them out during break times. And really, students should not hold conversations with other students when we're in discussions. So kind of hold that until break time. I know that you all get to be good friends and have fun together, and I love that about our program, but we kind of want to hold off on that while we're in class. So I'm not going to accept any assignments past the due dates unless you have a documented official illness, like you've been to the hospital or you've been to the doctor, or there's a death in the family, something like that. But again, the thing is, we should not be procrastinating our work. If something is due Tuesday, you should not be working on it Monday night. Try to get your work done a little bit ahead of time. Manage your time well, so that even if you have a problem like an illness or a death in the family, you still are caught up on your work. Remember to put your name on every assignment that you complete. And it's really helpful if you put your name in the file name. So Griebling/Eckers report would be a way to do that. Put your name right up there front so I know who it's from. Your written work must be presented in typed and organized and clear, and that you will be doing that for everything except when you do your observation for the Eckers. You can handwrite your notes and turn that in, but everything else should be typed and well written. You'll need to use 12 font and 1-inch margins. Use Microsoft Word to write your papers. I've had some people use Google Docs and that sort of thing. It doesn't work that well. Download it, save it as a Word document, and then submit it online. If you don't have Word on your computer, we have it in all the computer labs here at school, so you can just get in there and fix it, download it and put it on Word. If something's not clear, really speak up and get clarification. My understanding is that if you have the questions, so do probably 5 other people. So don't be afraid to ask questions. The students' enrollment in this class represents a contract with me, and the syllabus, assignment and descriptions, and the weekly schedule contain the information for that contract. It's my responsibility to give you feedback in a reasonable amount of time, and I do try to do that. But remember that it may take several days to grade assignments and have them returned to you. And I really do try to address emails immediately on Monday through Friday, but I take a break on the weekends. So if you email me over the weekend, I'll try to remember to look at email and answer it, but it may be Monday before you hear back from me. Your final grade will be based on the points you received on assignments, but also on your dispositions, and that includes getting work in on time, participating in class, and that sort of thing. So that goes into account too. Teaching and learning are interactive, and excess unexcused absences, limited participation, bad attitudes may lower your grade. Usually what I will do typically is at the end of the semester when I'm doing grades, and if your grade is borderline, let's say between an A and a B, but I know that you really participated in class and asked good questions and got your work in on time, then I'm going to probably give you the benefit of the doubt and bump it up to an A. But if you didn't, I'm probably going to make it a B or a B plus. So it can affect your grade in the end. I'll let you read that code of ethics and the credit hours. In this class, really when we're in class, 2.75 hours. So when you're doing your online modules, it'll take about that same amount of time. It may seem like there's a lot of work to do for the online weeks, but remember we would be sitting in class for almost 3 hours. So you should count on having 3 hours of work to do on those modules too. Readings and different homework pieces could also take another almost 3 hours. So what I recommend for online classes is, our class meets from 4:30 to 7 on Tuesday nights. So why not just use every Tuesday night from 4:30 to 7 as your night to do this coursework? If you're not able to do that because of a work schedule or something, pick 1 or 2 other days during the week and put those on your calendar as a time to do the online work for this class. I've taken online courses, and so I know that it can be very easy to forget about the work that you're supposed to do, and all of a sudden it's Monday and it's like, oh, I forgot totally about my online work. So put it on your calendar, and I would suggest you do that for all your courses because we're going more and more to the hybrid courses. So I think it's just helpful to have those things on your schedule of a couple hours a week that you're going to be working on your online work. We're going to have quizzes. We have the integrated project, which is pretty time consuming. You're going to have the teaching demonstration and then the Eckers evaluation also. So those are just estimated hours of how long that will all take. You do have access to a course evaluation at the end of the semester, and I highly recommend that you do the evaluation because I look at them and I change course materials based on the evaluation. It's really helpful for me. I just ask that you use constructive criticism. So if you have something you think would be good for me to change, just go ahead and say it, but say it in a nice way. Let's get down here. This is a biography in case you want to read more different things on topics around early childhood preschool education. But we'll look now at our tentative course schedule. And it's tentative because actually right now I am still working on it, and because we're going to go out and visit those classrooms, I'm still working on scheduling those, and things may change, but I will keep you updated each week of what we're doing. These are our on-campus class dates. And what you'll notice is they are the even Tuesdays of the semester. So if it's an even number on the day, that's when we're meeting, okay? So you want to get these on your calendar for meeting those days from 4:30 to 7:15. As you'll notice then here, you want to print this out because this is our schedule. And like I said, it may change, but it probably won't change that much. So this first week we are online, and you're already in Module 1 listening to watching this video. So this week you'll need to complete Module 1. The next week, January 16th, is uh, on-campus class. And on-campus class are going to be marked in green on this syllabus. So we may be visiting the TRC. I still have to check into that. I sent out an email on that. So we might walk over there and do that as part of our class. January 23rd is online. We'll be talking about the preschool environment, and we'll be talking also about the Eckers assignment there. And then we have 2 weeks where we meet on campus. So they're in green. We're going to be talking about the project approach. And then we will look at music, and we'll be doing that online. And then I'm hoping we're going to be doing a school visit this day. March 6th is our spring break, so we will not be meeting that week. But we'll be looking at the visual arts. And like I said, I haven't sorted all this out, how we're going to, since we're hybrid this year, how we're going to do these demonstrations. So I'll be changing. I don't quite have this all the way it should be right now. But just know that the green pieces are when we're going to be meeting on campus. And this week I'm going to have individual meetings with you, and we're going to go over your project work that you're doing. And I just find that it's really helpful if I give you some individual guidance. But when it comes to that project, which is kind of complicated, you can come and talk to me at any time about it. All right. So I hope this makes sense. And after I get this all set up, it will be online. By the time you're watching this video, I should have it, the schedule a little more structured. So now let's go over to Canvas and let me show you. So this is the home page in Canvas, and I've just put up a welcome message here, so hopefully you've seen this, and explained a little bit about the course. And so you'll also see the same information under announcements. So if you click on this announcement, it's basically going to be the same information. All right. I know a lot of you will be using the app, and I've heard that it's really great. So I downloaded it on my phone so I could get to know it better. And I recommend that you download the app as well. I think you'll enjoy that, using that. The app, when you open our course, you can go to the announcements section. And what I'll try to do is put a little bit of a overview of what you need to do, what we'll be doing that week, each week. Although on my app I don't see the modules, but I think it's because I don't have them active yet, published yet. But each week you will have a module to complete. It's grayed out because I haven't published this module yet. I'm not quite done with it. But when you click on modules, you'll see a whole list of modules. Well, probably not actually, because I'll probably be working on the modules just 1 week ahead. But you'll see all the different things in the modules. So for this week one, we have the overview, we have the discussion, we have a scavenger hunt, which is a quiz, we have an ed puzzle, we have the a historical figure research assignment, and then the reading assignment with the 3-2-1 article strategies. You have to complete all items by Tuesday before you come to class on January 16th. So everything needs to be completed by before the next Tuesday when we start our next class. And all you need to do is click through the modules, and at the top you should have something that says complete that you'll need to, let's see if I can get into student view. Like I said, I don't know Canvas quite as well as I do. Oh, I don't even think you'll see the modules in student view because I don't have them published yet. All right, so what I think is that when you're in the modules and you click on an item, it will have a little button up at the top where you say that you completed that item. And then down here you can go to the next, and it'll take you right to the next thing. So the next thing is a discussion that you can do right from here. And I've given you some questions. And for all discussions, I want you to read and reply to your classmates' responses. And so it's kind of nice because you just need to go through and click the next button. And you can do that either on your phone, on your iPad, whatever or on the computer, whatever you're using. So one thing that we'll be using in this class is something called Edpuzzle. And let me open that. So if you haven't created an Edpuzzle account, if you've had me before, you've probably have an Edpuzzle account, but if you haven't, you'll have to create one. And then you will sign up for this class, and this is the code for this class. And then this week you'll complete this Edpuzzle. So I put a link for it here, but it's also called the Growth of Knowledge. And for some reason it's way down here at the bottom on mine. There it is, the Growth of Knowledge. So you will complete that. And I know it looks different for you than it does for me. There's also an Edpuzzle app for students, so I recommend that you get that. They don't really have one for instructors, but they have one for students, so you can watch it right on your phone if you want. And there are questions. The video will stop, and you have to answer questions. These are required each week that you have one, so you definitely need to complete those. You will lose points if you do not complete them. They are a requirement for the course because this is part of the content of the course and the modules. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Like I said, I am not too up on Canvas, so I'll probably be kind of learning as the semester goes along. So if I've messed anything up, just let me know. I'll figure it out. I've got lots of resources on campus, people to help me. This first week, too, you're going to be assigned to an historical person to do some research on, and you'll fill out this document on your person, not on everybody's person, just yours, and you will bring that to class the next week. And if you're doing WebEx, you can email it to me and I'll print it out for you. So you will list your historical figure. I want you to include a photo of that person if you can find it. What was their view of the child? How did they view children? And what were some of their key contributions that they made, and anything else that you learned about the person that you have. Okay, so when I say how did they view the child, like what was their perspective of children? For example, Piaget primarily looked at how children interact with their environment, whereas Vygotsky primarily looked at social interaction. So that would be a view of the child. And what were some of the key contributions? And here I mean key contributions. You don't have to list everything. Just what are the most important things that you learn about this person. So you'll need to do a little bit of a research project this week on that and print this out and bring it to class the next week because we will be doing an activity with that. So you're each assigned a person to do some work on. I have an extra one here in case we get a new student. And so then the next piece is your readings that you'll need to do before you come to class. So the 3-2-1 article strategy document that you use to take your notes is here. Let's look at it together really quick. Just put your name, the date, the title of the article, 3 things that new that you discovered, some interesting things that you read, and do you still have a question? Because we'll work on answering those questions, okay? So one of those for each article. So the articles this week are Got Standards by Helm and Seeing Young Children, Part 1. But you only have to read Chapter 1. I think there's several chapters in this Part 1, and you only need to read Chapter 1. Okay? And then you'll upload those onto Canvas as well as an assignment. So if you have any questions, please let me know, but that's just an overview of our course and what we'll be doing. I look forward to seeing you face to face. Some of you I know, but some of you I haven't met before, so I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Get a hold of me if you have any questions, all right? And take care, and we're going to have a great semester together. Bye-bye.